Free audio post-production by alphonic.com.
Welcome to Take It from the Ironwoman. My name is Susanne Müller, your host and the Ironwoman. This podcast is about empowering yourself and others to make real changes in the world. You will hear from everyday, smart, sophisticated, hip people like you and me. Not everybody has to be an Ironwoman to impress the world. Together, we will learn from the sports and business leaders how you can become a more successful person as an entrepreneur or a leader. It's one step at a time, one day at a time. Take your steps now. Take your big steps now. Join me on this journey to success. Take It from the Ironwoman. We only have a special guest, but today we have a guest that was sent to us from Donna Cravata, who has this real cool show, The Real 50 Over 50. And today is Kate Wells. She's the CEO of Parlor Games, and she talks about menopause. It's an important topic that we all need to know because we need to find out when does it start, when does it end. Welcome, Kate. Give us a little bit of your story and let's dig in.
Thank you, Suzanne. It's lovely to be here. Thank you for your interest. So I've had a long career in business. I just love the business process. I love doing it well. And I was fortunate to do my MBA in the 1990s when process improvement and stewardship were really coming in as business principles. And I just dove into that and learned that and used them in various positions over my career. But with Parlor Games, because it's my company, we get to drive a lot of those principles ourselves. And my business partner, Kirsty, and I, we founded this together about 5 years ago, really started working on it. We have similar principles about honoring our employees and really turning up and showing up for our customers. Our principles align so much. We're a thriving business entity. We came into being because Kirsty, my best friend, had been having issues with vaginal dryness, and she knew of my long history in this field. I had run clinical testing laboratories in the hormone field and been involved in developing a line of hormone creams for practitioners. So she knew that I might have some ideas, and I did. I helped her and resolved that vaginal dryness that she was experiencing. And we sat around as friends do, especially two businesswomen as we are, and decided that we had to let the world know that there were solutions for this particular areas of women's health that causes so much distress.
It's amazing. And we're very grateful that Christy was reaching out to you, maybe to get you out and get you out of your shell. So how does one become so interested in hormones?
Well, you have to be curious. You have to enjoy biology. You have to enjoy chemistry. And I think you have to enjoy systems, how things fit together, like building jigsaw puzzles. And the body is just one massive complex system. Obviously, we know from subspecialties in medicine that people dive into one area and really learn about it. I have found myself drawn into medicine, which really looks at the body as a whole to try and work out where disease is and get to the root cause and resolve that. Even within that, hormones. Hormones are just these magical messengers that turn things on and turn things off in our bodies, start processes, finish processes, and we are so impacted by them. What really makes this real for me and so important for me is that when hormones go haywire, our lives are so profoundly impacted. Women, as half the species, I think have so much they can bring to the world. And yet when hormones have hijacked their thinking, their moods, their ability to contribute to the world, I think we lose out. We have to help women thrive through the changes that are related to hormones. We have to give them hope that they don't have to have these symptoms, that there are solutions if they do develop these symptoms. For me, it was this combination of just loving the science and really wanting to make a difference. I can't bear it when someone is struggling, particularly if I have some ideas about what they might be able to try.
Well, first of all, I want to say thank you for all the great work you're doing. And it has to come into the open. So we need to talk more. It should not be a taboo. Like the episodes we had on miscarriages, that should not be a taboo. But also menopause should not be a taboo. So how can we raise that awareness and help others to get better and happier and healthier?
One of the approaches that we took at Parlor Games, and this is very much Kirsty's approach, my business partner. She's so sassy and she's fun. I end up being very science nerdy. Not that we don't laugh, we do, we laugh a lot. And she decided that a lot of our messaging was going to be sassy and fun. It's the perfect approach. I can sit and give a detailed, thorough, science-driven presentation to a group of practitioners. That's not necessarily the way information goes across to our customers who are everyday women. And she has been fantastic in helping me recraft our message so that it's approachable, that it's meaningful. But at the root of me, one of the things as a former teacher is I want to see that light of understanding go on. I want them to get to that point where they're like, oh, I get it. Because when you get it, then you feel empowered to make some of the changes that are needed if you want to live a healthy, full life. Bringing some fun to this, being playful with it. And, and we have such a great team who helps on that side. There are times when I put together this very factual, very organized, very structured newsletter. And then Morven comes along, one of our team members, and she just sassies that up. And I've learned to do a little bit over time. It's been such a collective effort. It's not me all on my own. It's everyone. Our whole team is amazing in the way we do this together as a unit.
But I also understand if you're a teacher, you want to make sure the students or the women in that case understand. So I think that's your fundamental, how can I say, goal in life. And especially when you are so process-oriented, business-oriented, you want to make sure everybody gets it. But maybe not everybody functions that way. So we need to be more on the empathetic way and sassy and humorous way. And I think especially when you talk about disease, it's about helping others, and with the heart and the magic and the sassiness, you can speak to way more people that can relate. I understand we need to have both elements for whoever is reaching. But you mentioned many times the team. Tell us about your team. How big is it? And who is in your team? Like, what people do you attract to work with you?
My word. I know we do. I believe in the law of attraction. We know who we want to bring onto the team. We want smart women who are hardworking, who like to work hard, who like to learn, who like to be engaged with our customers, who love what we're doing, who get our mission. And we want women who have good boundaries so that at the end of their workday, they're done and they're off with whatever else is important for them. They're not sort of dragging around the millstone of, oh, I've got to work, I've got to work. I mean, that's for Kirsty and I, although we're getting better at it. It's different when it's your baby. We have such a wonderful team. But one of our principles, and we agreed on this really early on when we started recruiting people onto the team, was we have a 30-hour work week. That is full time. It works well because people know that they don't have to flog themselves to death for 40 hours a week. 30 hours a week is it. And they show up and they work hard and they contribute and they have ideas. Many of our team members have families. When I'm 62 and Kirsty's in her mid-50s, we have children. We know what it was like to work a 40-hour week and have kids on top of that and a house. And those extra 10 hours that we had to work, particularly me in the leadership positions that I was in organizations. In fact, it was more than 10 extra hours. How draining it is. And so we wanted to have a workplace where women could bring their best because we weren't draining them of every last bit of their energy. Lots of smart women on our team. We have one guy, but lots of smart women on our team. And this year we are really expanding into putting in a management layer. We recognize that, we could not, even though we're extremely capable and both very hardworking and intelligent, we could not do it all. We couldn't. And so this year is really about investing in our management layer, our capabilities there so we can release a lot of the tasks to those who are ready to step into them.
So then how many are you now? Because we also know that when you start a company and you said it's 5 years, so that's kind of like that breaking point. Can we make it? Where do we want to go? And this is when you need to have some strategists coming in, or maybe some people who are more operationally focused. So how many people do you have now, and what is the vision?
On our payroll, we have 27. And we have a couple of open positions where we're looking for a finance manager and soon going to be recruiting for a warehouse manager. Then we have a number of consultants that work with us as well. We don't necessarily rush to hire. If we've got a function that's like 10 hours a week or something, and we find someone who wants to consult with us for that, we use specialists for consulting. So we probably are responsible for an additional 10 people earning a living as a result of Parlor Games. We're getting close to 40 overall. And yes, you're absolutely right. You get there are certain stepping points in organizational growth where you just need more infrastructure to support that growth. And fortunately, we recognize, and that's what we're focusing on this year.
And maybe then the policies and processes come in where you were very good at, right? When you said you came from the business, and that's also what you're doing well. And I like your name. It says Wells. What you do well is also reflected in your name. Now, let's talk a little bit more about what do you offer as the Parlor Games, so the listeners can go on your website. Obviously, there is a blog, there is a newsletter, there's a Facebook group, Instagram. What are you selling?
Well, our flagship product came out of Kirsty's sore vagina was an estriol cream. And we call this Silky Peach Cream because we want everybody's peach to be nice and silky. That's the playfulness in there. And so that is an estriol cream, which you apply to the vulva. And what this does is gradually rebuild that reservoir of estrogen, which is necessary for vaginal and vulvar and urinary tissue to be healthy in the long term. It is a product that works. You should see the letters that we get from our customers. It's given them their life back. It's given them their relationship with their husband back. That's our flagship product, Silky Peach Cream. But so many of our women know that if you're going to utilize estrogen, then it's going to be important to utilize progesterone as well. And I will add that, yes, of course, you always want to balance the two, but progesterone, it's another one of our key hormones, and we begin to lose it when we're in our early to mid 40s. And yet it has so many functions in the body. And just because we are done with reproduction does not mean we are done with progesterone. We have a progesterone cream called Vibrant Third. And we want that because this last third of women's lives after menopause, we want those years to be vibrant. So we're trying to inspire women. And then we have a DHEA cream. Dihydroepiandrosterone is one of our major hormones that also declines with time. That one is available. We call that Rebounce because it's essential to our feeling of wellness. It's essential to our energy, not just physically, but in our brains as well. It's very neuroprotective and very neuroactive. That is available as a cream. Hormone is available as a cream. We have what we call Chaos Calmer. This is kind of an anti-anxiety cream. There's lots of people who are on anti-anxiety meds, and they don't want to stay on them. They don't like the side effects. And this can be a really effective alternative to that, particularly as they're trying to wean themselves off an anxiety med. And it helps with those mood swings. It helps with an overall calmness. And so, of course, it can help with sleep. So those are our main 4 products that we have available.
I hope the listeners just go to the website and order all of it. My question is to you. So you're a Reiki master, you're a businesswoman, you're interested in hormones. What is the next step? And I want to say it very quietly, Oprah, probably. Could that be?
Well, we do feel we're on a mission. Our company mission is to save the world one vagina at a time. What is happening? The more we get into this, the more we realize that there cannot be too much information out there about the importance of hormones, not just after menopause, where we really need to make sure that women have sufficient hormones because too many of them don't. But what happens in early perimenopause and what happens through that menopause transition where it's just really nutty with our cycles and our moods and all sorts of things. So we recognize that good information is important, and all of our information is science-based. Anytime we're invited to share ideas, to share information, it's a good day. And we know Oprah's reach. She is so powerful. She has influenced so many people in so many positive ways. It would be amazing to have the opportunity to visit with her. I mean, gosh, just to sit next to her and be near her, just in her presence would be amazing, just because of the impact that she's had on people. Like, that alone would be amazing, let alone be invited to share information for her viewership.
She posts now since 2023 her menopause stories and what can be done. So I think you could be very nice addition. If you allow me to carry your handbag, then we can make that happen.
Come too.
Okay, wonderful. What do you do to recharge your batteries and rejuvenate?
So the first place is hiking. I try not to work on the Thursdays, and I really try to go for a hike. A good hike for me is somewhere between 10 and 16 miles. So I'm out for a long time, just decompressing my brain. But it's also creative space for me as well. So I like to do that. I love to read. Don't laugh, but I love to read science books.
Okay, why not?
I love to spend a little bit of time on Instagram looking at cat videos. I am unabashedly a cat video watcher because it makes me laugh. And if you can laugh the last few minutes before you go to bed, I found it just helps me sleep. This has been a little harder as we have got busier, as Parlor Games has been growing so much, is keeping centered spiritually, living a life that is full of gratitude, full of joy, always reminding myself that the abundance that I have, I can share that. My heart is full. And I know it's been a good day.
Thank you so much for sharing your story, but also we want to support you on that journey to be on the Oprah show and hope to hear more from you. So good luck to you and Christy. And thank you.
Thank you so much for your interest. It's been wonderful to chat. Thank you.
Thank you. What are you taking away from this conversation? Take it from the Ironwoman. We have episodes every Monday or even more. We can learn with people, we can learn from people and elevate our leadership skills. And Take It from the Ironwoman is also the book Global Business Coaching with Sports Parallels. Download it or get it in your local bookstore. Support women-owned company. And also like our podcast, subscribe, and if you want, write a review. Thank you so much for your support. We see you next time, and bye-bye.